Look at that. Look at the open interest. This is the greatest amount of open interest in this. Hello, welcome guys, welcome to the Trading Success Show, guys. Well, this is your boy Francis, and what I have here is going to be discussions on the weekend popular demand. Okay, I got a series of stocks to really take a look at, and also talk about them in terms of options, or on the equity side, entry and exit, what the stock is likely to do. So at this point in time, I want to say you're welcome, and as well, go ahead and subscribe and click on that like button if you haven't done that already. Well, for my OGs, it is very important that I thank you all for listening and for watching this video, and as well as, you know, contributing to the community. The community is strong, and the community will continue to push on, right? So, well, with that being said, guys, I have SPY. This is S&P 500 ETF. Okay, last week I talked about the market needing to pull back because we're so extended, and I need a pullback in the market. That is what I talked about, right? So right now we got really extended into this channel, okay, and then we pull back. I said I would love a pullback to the 430 or to the 20 EMA. Okay, so this blue line is the 20 EMA. That was what I wanted, and we got that, right? And now we're pushing towards that area because my target was 435. Now we are at 435. What will be the next target on SPY? Wait, you know, everything comes in play and the stars are aligned and all that. I think we'll continue to push higher since we've pulled back into this 20 EMA. So the volume is good. Volume came in really good, and our RSI is at 68%. So I'm expecting continuation into the 440 level. That is $440 on SPY. But before we get to 440 on SPY, there will be just a little pullback in the market. Not a much needed pullback, but you know, we can pull back just a little bit. But I'm expecting an exponential increase in volume to break through this area. That is what I'm expecting for the market. With that being said, now let's get into some more stocks. The first one I have here is going to be ROTD, guys. CROTD. That is what I have here. That is going to be the first one on the popular chart demand. Right now, what I'm expecting this to do is to continue pushing higher. The reason is because this trend right here, we're breaking out of this trend with a nice hammer, right? Look at that wick. That means a lot of people are buying this. When I saw this on a Thursday pushing higher, because I missed the move, I said I'm not gonna get into this trade until we get a pullback. So we got this pullback. I didn't see this because I was trading some other stock, right? So what I did was, okay, as it came into my radar, and I decided, okay, let me pick some up on this stock. So right now I think I'm in around the 375 area. So I'm expecting this to continue, you know, pushing higher on CROTD. Next one is going to be PSHG. This one, keep an eye on it because we're breaking out of this downtrend right now. I'm not expecting a retest of this trend at this point in time, but I'm expecting, you know, continuation into the $6 spot because your 575 is your resistance, right? So if we can break this area, we'll get through the 6, and after we get through the 6, I think we should be able to test, you know, 775 CPSH. This one is CMMB. keep an eye on this one. Right now we are actually basing around this area. If you see, we have this right here. So this is what we call the triple bottom, right? So this is the triple bottom. I'm expecting price to push through this 20 EMA into the 2250 area. So keep an eye on this area. I think we'll be able to push out of this $20 spot on CMMB. QSA, what I call high cap, right? QSI, this one is a beauty. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I said, you know, this pullback is an opportunity to buy into your 2050 moving exponential moving average. That is what we got, and then we'll push higher. I've been in this thing for a long time, following Cathy Wood trades, because this is one of the Cathy Wood trades as well. So keep an eye on it. If we can, you know, pull back towards this 13, this is a good area for, you know, your entry, then your stop loss around the $12 spot on QSI. FTCH, this one, keep an eye on this one, because we are about to break this trend, and just like the other one I talked to you about, we're about to break this trend. If you take a look at this one too, this is the exact same pattern I'm looking for on this trade right here. If we can break through this 200 moving average, we're really solid. I'll be thinking about, you know, picking some up, you know, in my long-term account, long-term portfolio. So keep an eye on that one. Pat as well, it's also another good one. Cathy Wood is buying this one, and right now we're actually trying to break. This is a doji which is indecision, right? We did pull towards that 20 exponential moving average, rejected it. Now we have a doji, so we don't know which direction this is gonna go, if it's gonna go up or if it's gonna go down. But keep an eye on confirmation. If we can break through this area towards the 69 and hold this $69 spot, you know, we should be all right. But I'll be keeping my eye peeled on, you know, 69.50 area into the 71.65. Next is going to be Nvidia. Keep an eye on Nvidia. What I'm looking for Nvidia is for Nvidia to pull back towards this area. You know, ever since we've been pushing higher, so I'm looking for at least the 20 EMA top so that I can pick some you know, call options and so on this trade. So keep an eye on that one. This was an extension pullback, so you know, if we can hold this level, I think we'll continue pushing higher on Nvidia. The next one is gonna be Tesla. Tesla, man, this one is really a good one. The short sellers really don't like this stock to actually push, right? So keep an eye on this area. We have volume coming into the name, and we are above the 20, the 50 and the 200 moving average. So I'm expecting price to keep pushing higher on this one. The candle is really a good one, so keep an eye on this one for, you know, continuation higher on Tesla. Once we get to this 675, that is where you begin to watch and then observe, see if we can break out with increased amount of volume on Tesla. Next one is going to be Snap. Snap, keep an eye on this one. Right now our resistance is just right above, which is our 66 area. So keep an eye on Snap as well. Next one is BYND. BYND, we need to pull back or pull into this 200 moving average, hold this area, then we'll continue pushing higher. Right now we have just a little indecision at this point in time that we need to consider. I'll be looking for like the 140 call options, 145 call options. Let's see if they are actually buying that particular one, right? So let's get into Thinkorswim and then take a look at BYND. BYND, I'll be going for the August one, right? I can go for the August 13 or the August 20. Let's go for the August 13 because I like options that are 30 days or 45 days out, right? And I like really closing the money or, you know, just $1 or $2 out of the money, right? So right now I will be looking for the $1 call option. Let's look at what's going on. Well, we don't have much open interest, but we have huge amount of volume compared to the open interest. So the volume is greater than the open interest, which is also good, right? But you got to think about is the difference between the bid and the ask is just too huge. So I wouldn't be thinking about going for this one. I will continue to monitor this option and then see if I can pick up something at a later date. Now let's get into the other one, which is our 20th, okay, which is the 40-day. So this one right now, you see what I'm talking about. Look at the volume. This is huge. The volume is huge at this point in time compared to the 13th one, right? So now let's take a look at the highest volume got traded on Friday. This is the highest volume, which is 180. And look at the bid and ask, which is within our criteria, within our range. But I want to, because this one is between, you know, $5 difference in terms of the strike price, then I'll be looking at going for the 145. Okay, 145. The bid and the ask is not that bad, you know. So, you know, I'll consider taking this one or going for the 150. It does expire August 20th, so we have greater amount of time. So, you know, I can go for the 145 or the 150, or I can even get a debit spread, which is the 145 150, right? So that is also a good one in terms of options if you want to play options on BYND. But your stop loss is just gonna be right around, you know, 135 138 area on BYND. Baidu is also, you know, another one to keep an eye on. Triple bottom 1, 2, and 3. So right now I think we're you know, reversing at this point in time. So keep an eye on this one if we can reverse. But you know, with all this Chinese deal and all that, this is more like, you know, buy and hold for a long term. The same thing with Baba as well. Baba really did push high, you know, lower because of that, you know, Chinese news. So right now we have this bullishness, you know, this candle trying to fill up this gap. So this gap is already filled. So what next do we have? That is the gap right here. So we already filled that gap. So I'm expecting, you know, price to push towards the 210 and then consolidate around there, then continue pushing higher if we continue to push because of the issue with DD. Okay, this is also another one that you have to keep an eye on. The DD as well. Right now this is a bullish candle for me because, you know, we have huge amount of wick down there, and then the body is, you know, also something. So keep an eye on this one. If we can gain momentum into this name, and then we'll be able to fill this gap right here. This area right here is a gap, so keep an eye on it. You're gonna have resistance around the $12.50, so keep an eye on that one. Fubu, keep an eye on this one as well. Look at this trend. That is what I'm looking for. See how price pushed into the 20 EMA, and guess what happened? The price, you know, stock actually pulled back. So that this area, they are all technical spot, right? So keep an eye on it and see if we can, you know, bounce back up and retest the trend and then continue pushing higher. Overall, I'm looking for price to break this spot, and then I'll get maybe around the 40 or 42.50, and then because I'm using this area to measure this size, so it gives me an idea where my profit target is going to be. Well, SPY, keep an eye on SPY Virgin Galactic. They have a launch coming up on Sunday, so keep an eye on this one. I like the way this is setting up, and what I'm expecting this to do is, you know, I'm using this area right here as my target, as my profit target. So keep an eye on this one into the 62.50, 63, or a new all-time highs on SPCE, because when you take a look at the article they have, You know, it said how to watch the Virgin Galactic and all those crap with Richard Branson or something like that. So, you know, they're gonna be flying, they're gonna be, you know, launching them into space, into orbit. So keep an eye on this one. It should be really, really fun. It's going to be Sunday, July 11th. So keep an eye on that one. SHOP, this one, keep an eye on this one as well. It's all about keeping an eye on them, right? Right now I need this 1500 spot to really hold. Okay, I took some call options. I took the 1500 call options and 1550. So right now I think we'll be able to bounce, because every time we get to this trend right here, we always bounce. So I'm expecting this bounce on Shopee. Okay, next one is going to be Roku. Roku is a beauty right now. Look at how we, you know, really bounce off the 20, you know, moving average. So keep an eye on this one. 431.61, RSI is 62%. You know, we got oversold here and then pulled back into the 20. So for me, whenever I look at, you know, the overbought side, my bad, when I look at the overbought side and see that my RSI is on the over 70%, I look at the possibility, or I take a look at, you know, taking some off the table, most especially when we are really extended off the 8 exponential moving average. Well, let's get into more. Netflix is also the same thing. I am looking at Netflix pushing through this 540 and then 550 spot to break this trend, because every time we push into this trend, we always, you know, reject it. So I'm expecting more volume to come in and then push it higher. If that doesn't hold and then we reject it, I'm expecting to look into like the 535 or 530 put options on Netflix, right? Zoom, keep an eye on this one. I'm not really too concerned about the Delta variant. The people who are really prone to catching this Delta variant are those who are not vaccinated. So if you haven't vaccinated, please consider doing that, because it is important that we don't shut this country down again, of which I don't think they're going to shut the country down. We just need more people to get vaccinated so that the mutation will be reduced, right? Now for Zoom, I'm expecting Zoom to reclaim in full and in total this 200 moving average. If we do, then I think I'm expecting Zoom to keep pushing higher into the 450 area. Okay, the next one is going to be Rocket, ROKT. Keep an eye on Rocket, guys. This is a huge and long, you know, inverse head and shoulder, guys. So keep an eye on it. I've been adding to my $15-16 area or equity shares. So I've been adding ever since then. I took some profit off around here, and you know, I'm currently like adding to my position. You know, 50 shares, 100 shares, 20 shares, 10 shares, 5 shares, it doesn't matter. I'm just adding. I'm expecting this to really explode higher. Maybe not like this, but I'm expecting some form of a push into the $28-30 spot on ROKT, Rocket Mortgage, right? Or Rocket Company, they call it. Palantir, the same thing too. I'm also adding to my position. This pullback for me is a buying opportunity, because we have inverse head and shoulder. So you know, I'm adding to my position on Palantir, right? This is our left side, this is the head, and this is the right side. So I'm just adding and adding and adding to this position, because I think this company is going to do great in the long run, right? So keep an eye on that one. I also have AMD as well. AMD, I took some profit off the $95 spot and then price pushed down. Just take a look at what I did here on Sava. I was calling Sava on my stock tweet and Twitter page that this is really a crazy move, because you know, news came in I didn't even realize that there will be news, right? So I drew my trend and I said, hey, this thing is getting into resistance. I might as well just take some profit off the table. So I decided to take some profit off the table on Saver, and I think my average was 1150 or something. I took out that position, and all of a sudden, after 30 minutes or an hour later, guess what happened? There was a news about, FDA being, they need to investigate the approval of the Alzheimer drug, and that was those blah blah blah, right? So now what I'm expecting this to do is for this to, to consolidate around this area. If there is more selling pressure, this can pull back to the $84-85 spot. But however, if you see, I will be looking at this trend, for this trend to actually hold, this area. I have the 115 call options. I really, dug deep into this one and decided, let me go out of the money a little bit and see how this is gonna be, in terms of, trying to push back up again, like trying to catch the knife, right? But I have call options, and I also have my equity, my shares in this one. So if anything happen, we pull back to the $85 spot, I will add back that one that I already sold. That will bring my average in a good spot, and then we'll continue pushing higher on Saver. Now let's get back to a few of these other stocks that I'm watching. TTD, keep an eye on TTD. Right now we have this bullish candle and we close really good, we close strong, we close above this trend. So I'm expecting price to push towards this $82.50. Overall target is around $89, $90, because if you look at it, you see that this area is the area you're going to be watching, right? So this is going to be your supply zone. So, I'll be looking at the $89, $90 on TTD. Okay, this you can get this for like a long term and then hold it. Any pullback, you're in that as well. So keep an eye on TTD. Clove, I've been buying Clove around just anything below the $11 spot. I've been buying and just keep adding to my position into this 927. My next add is gonna be $8 if we get to $8. I also have call options that will expire in January. Let's go ahead and take a look at it since we have some more time. CLOV. Okay, looking at the January, right? Right now we have open interest around the $10 spot. So what I'm gonna be looking is, in the money, $1 or $2 out of the money, and the bid and the ask is not more than 30 cents, right? So now looking at this, I see that this also meets the criteria because of the bid and the ask, right? Now let's go oh, beautiful, guys, look at that. This is fantastic. Now if you look at this chain, guys, this is the highest ever traded on Friday. Okay, this is the highest. It's like a spaceship, right? This is the highest. Now take a look at it. 265 and 270. That is, like what, like 7 cents difference. So that meets our criteria. And guess what? It's a $10 call. So many people are looking at that $10 call, guys. But for me, if it's for January, then I'll be looking at getting some of the $10 call and also the $9 call. If I'm so crazy bullish, then I'll be looking at picking some up right here, which is what? You sell the put, okay? You sell the put. Selling the put is equal to being what? Bullish, okay? If you buy the puts, guess what? You are bearish on a particular stock. So right now I want to actually sell some puts. But if you're selling, say for example, you're selling this $7 puts, okay, you sell right, the $7 put, you must have $700 as in collateral, plus the premium, which you pay $1.50. Now your break even is $7 plus what? $7.50, which will give you $8.50. So that is going to be your break even, guys. Break even, guys. This thing is really fun and is really sweet. You will make more money if you trade close to in the money option. That is how you make more money. Now, if for example this stock keep pushing higher and higher, even that your sell puts, you'll be making more money on your sell puts. Okay, this is not buy put but sell puts. Beautiful, guys. Anyways, that is how I'm trading Clove. The next one is gonna be Wish. Like I said, I wish this, I wish that, right? Now take a look at it. We have inverse, head and shoulder, and the same thing. I'm looking at selling puts on Wish and also buying some call on Wish, but I'll be buying in the money call options because most people are, you know, bearish directionally. So I'll be looking at getting some January call options on this name. They are also cheap. Now let's get into it again and see what this is looking at. For Wish, right? Let's go look at Wish as well. See, right now the stock is trading at 11.45 and earnings report is putting in 34 cents. So I'm looking at adding 34 cents. They're looking at what, 11.50, 11.60. So in this case I'm looking at $10 call options, which is 10 cents difference. And guys, good lord, look at that. Look at the open interest. This is the greatest amount of open interest in this particular chain. Now we have 254, which is also good, and that is costing about $400, right? And that's gonna be $10 call option, and we'll have what, $11. So you make decent amount of money. And guess what, it's not only more. Look at that. 1200 was look at how they actually, maybe perhaps like an edge or something, but they are also buying the $6 call options as well. This is crazy, guys. Now for the sell puts, this is the highest, and I got 12 cents spread, so 750 sell put is not bad as well. And then if you want to go more, say less, maybe the $11. And look at what they're buying right here. They're buying this $15 one too. So you can easily trade this and make decent amount of money. Okay, and my call options, sometimes I take 15%. If I get 1,000%, I take it. Just like I traded the SPCE the other day, I took huge amount of profit on SPCE because it was just pushing higher and higher and higher. Well, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this session. Consider subscribing, and I hope we continue to make money on to the upside or to the downside. It doesn't really matter. We'll continue making money. And someone just talked about AMC. AMC, I don't have any emotions. I've lost money. I've made money on AMC. Right now we have this 3 candle play. You need this 3 candle play to really push higher. If this price doesn't sustain this area right now, this $46 spot, we will pull back to $40 or $39.75, which is this area right here. That is where we're gonna go, but keep an open mind just in case we pull to that level. Right now for AMC, if the Reddit team or the the apes put in some more money into this name, this is not a buy recommendation, they'll be able to push this higher. So keep an eye on AMC as well for the coming week. Peace and love, guys, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. Bye bye, guys.